closed MSR Studios in 2016, I took a little bit of time to just regroup mentally, kind of decide, do I want to do this again? How would I do it again if I did it? What did I learn from the previous 30 years being in New York? And it's just a matter of being able to weather slow times more effectively, was to not have such a huge place like we did with MSR. There was so much space there. The cost to air condition the space, to maintain it, the electricity, just starting to get more and more untenable with the current business climate. So, looked at space in New York. I saw some beautiful space and I had a great laugh when they quoted me what the square footage cost was and the monthly nut would have been. And I was like, well, I'll open, I'll be closed the first month. That'll be the end of that. That's really wonderful. So I looked in Jersey. I looked at a bunch of towns. Montclair, what a great town. There's a lot of creatives here, a lot of famous artists, famous producers, famous engineers, famous musicians, famous TV and film actors and directors and producers who all live in and around Montclair. It's always been a hotbed for creativity. You have the Jazz Festival here. We have the Film Festival. There may soon someday be a rock festival that's in the planning. It is just a hotbed of creativity and has always been a wonderful town that way. Plus, and I think it's a great plus, lots of great restaurants that are within walking distance. And you put all that together and you go, wow, it's sort of like a containable city outside of the city. The criteria was relatively column-free space, relatively decent size height on the ceilings, raw, and then also concrete floors so that transmission, low frequency transmission and rattling like throughout room to room and like outside noise and all sorts of things would be less of an issue. The advantage of concrete floors over wood floors is much more load bearing on average. That way you can be more aggressive in terms of how you contain the rooms. So I mean, doing multi-leveled floors, different layers, different compounds, multi-layered walls, multi-layered ceilings, and using higher grade, heavier duty steel or whatever you choose to use to frame everything all has a lot of weight. So being able to do that in a wood frame building, you're kind of playing with, I wouldn't call it fire, but you're playing with a lot of potential danger and structural issues that you really can't do that. Had to have 2 decent sized tracking rooms, and control rooms need to be big enough that you have maybe 8 or 10 people in where it wasn't too crowded, but the norm would probably be 2 or 3. The space is 3,500 usable square feet, and including the space between the walls that we used for soundproofing and for floating and isolation, we probably used close to 3,000 of it to make the rooms.